Today we're reviewing Rudolf Steiner's book, The Roots of Education, which is part of the Foundations of Waldorf Education series published by Steinerbooks. The Roots of Education is a book that contains transcriptions of 5 lectures given by Rudolf Steiner in Bern, Switzerland, all in April of 1924. So that April of 1924, Steiner was in Bern for a total of 5 days. One of the things that brought him to Bern was a eurythmy performance. The art of eurythmy that he had pioneered was going out into the world and giving performances, and one of those evenings was a eurythmy performance that he was there for. And there was also in Bern a very active group of people who were followers of Steiner's work and who would come out to hear him whenever he was in town. In addition to these 5 lectures on education that Steiner gave in Bern in 1924, that trip to Bern included a lecture on karma, which is in the karmic relationship series, as well as a lecture on eurythmy to accompany or to preface the eurythmy performance for the troupe that was going through the area. So these 5 lectures here in the book, The Roots of Education, focus in a broad way for a non-specialist audience. They focus on education and broadly speak to the question of by what orientation is education best done. And it's for people who are somewhat familiar, or at least a little bit familiar, with Rudolf Steiner's work and his themes. Certainly the audience was not a general audience. It was primarily an audience of people who were already familiar with Steiner's work. And so he is kind of translating from his worldview the particulars into the hows and whys of education. And in the case of these 5 lectures, they focus fairly heavily on the role of spirit in education and what Steiner means by spirit and how that manifests in education. And it contains a certain amount of commonalities or certain overlapping themes that show up elsewhere in Steiner's work on education. For example, introducing the letters of the alphabet through the pictorial sound, the fish shape for the F, fish and F, which is it's a Germanic root word. So in German, fish is also fish, and they both start with the F character. So what you get in this slim but potent volume, The Roots of Education, is Steiner's case for why the Waldorf approach is important, and supporting examples, a few of which aren't found elsewhere, and many of which are, that again make the case for the Waldorf approach to education without getting particularly technical as far as what exactly a teacher should be doing in any given classroom.